Alrighty, boys, I'm going to do a little follow-up video. I can't stress enough what I'm about to say. I keep saying it. You guys just, some of you guys, not all, some of you guys just don't hear me. So I'm going to put a little bit more emphasis on this. So I don't want to mislead anyone. The whole GM, why I don't buy GM. Why I brought up my buddy's little story. You know, how he got good gas mileage out in the Midwest, and all of a sudden when he came here it was pretty crappy. It doesn't work for everybody. One size does not fit it all. Like, I can't stress that enough. Why do you have the three companies, you know, GM, Ram, and Ford? More or less, they're all kicking butt. You know, some have higher sales, some have lower, and then they trade off and off they go. But more or less, they're all kicking butt. They're all doing good. Why? Because the needs of the consumers. Some people need more of a tractor kind of truck. That would be towards the Ram. Someone need, you know, the good old fancy, good working truck would be the Ford, you know, an all-around Ford. It's a good passenger vehicle. If I could apply that, it's a hard-working truck. But it fits that realm of people, you know, like all around. Almost guys more like me that just haul their tail around and then all of a sudden start working their truck. It's that sweeter middle. And I'm saying that because of the true Ford fans, A, and B, of the reputation. As far as the truck itself goes, I'm excluding the engine from this review, or this comment here. Ford holds up very well as a truck, not as an engine. We'll leave the engine out of this. So that's why people like their Fords. And there are people that like their Chevys. They're smoother, they're quieter. Gives a rip's tail about how heavy it could tow. You know what I mean? Like, I'm gonna bring up my buddy's story again just to put more emphasis on it. You know, like my buddy's like, hey, I get such good gas mileage out here, and it's like, hey, come down to Mid-Pacific or Pacific Northwest. And when he did, he's like, holy crap, this thing chucks fuel. I'm like, dude, you just can't just you know, one size does not fit at all. You got out mostly plain flat fields out there and you're doing great on gas mileage, don't mean it'll do here. And you're going to say, what relevance does that have to your darn video, Paul? You said GM, you won't touch a GM for what you do. Yes, guys, I go off-roading with the load. I go in the boonies. I go to these, and you know, Indian reservation areas that you do not go in there with an independent suspension, because you got about, you know, maybe tenfold of times you'll go in there and you're done. You're ripping that suspension climbing that hill. You're tearing those brakes going down that hill. I mean, a lot of switchback roads, you know what I mean? So to be a pavement queen, all three of them works. You could load a GM really heavy and you'll be fine with the front end suspension. You will not outlast a Ford or a Ram because of but it won't tear it up as hard. But if you go off-roading with that, you know what I mean? If you go off-roading with that, you come out to the Pacific Northwest. I mean, the roads suck out here. I know some of the other areas aren't that great, but the Chevy just does not have a chance. The GMC just does not have a chance to hang out with the Ram and Ford on the front end. I know some of you GM boys are going to be upset and be like, oh, I done so many miles. You know, I got a driver that done, I think, like low 300,000s, and he's finally rebuilding his front end on his GM. But it's a road queen. It's a road princess, whatever you want to call it. It's all he does is drive it on the road. 300,000 is still impressive, but it's on the road. You know, I've had two specific GM owners that driven my Ram, and they're like, Paul, you gotta buy a GM, man. I'll be your first. I'm like, dude, it's great, but I'll be the one paying the price. I know you'll be the first one offering to drive it, but I am gonna have to pay the price of the front end. And out of those three, two of them are like, you know, Paul, I don't think GM's going to hold up to the way these Rams are holding up. The way they get abused and the way, you know, we try to take it easy, but they still have to take a beating in the areas that we go in. Yeah, I definitely see why you have a Ram, you know, why your Ram is your choice. But guys, listen to this phrase. I'm tired of repeating it. This is what works for me. Why am I sharing this? To rub you the wrong way, or to rub some other people the right way? No, this is just to share information. You evaluate. Do a little bit of research. Go back in my videos. See what I do for a living. How I use these trucks. And see how that's going to fit you. Maybe you're completely opposite. Maybe you're right down the same aisle. You know, that's what it's all about. It is not to put one down. It is not to lift another up and say one, you know, Ram's the best thing or GM's the best thing and vice versa. I'm repeating myself. One size does not fit at all. There's a reason why these three main manufacturers are still in business. I know, you're going to say, Ram took a bailout, you know, GM took a bailout, Ford survived. I know that. I clearly understand that. But more or less, they are all, without getting into politics here, I know I went into it, but without getting into all these politics, there's a reason why they're all still in business. Because they do a product, they have a certain niche. You know, look at Ford. They've had one heck of a time with their trucks because of international, whoever you want to point the fingers at. But they are still in business. Why? Because they build a decent truck. Just because the truck doesn't fit me does not make it a bad truck. I can't stress that enough, guys. I'm getting tired of repeating those words. I ain't busting my tail over a single person. I read the comments sometimes and I just feel like people miss the point. I can't say it any more simpler way. GM, Ford, and Ram are all three outstanding vehicles in their own little niche, in their own little area, in their own little universe. They're one does not do something exactly what the other one does. I'm not talking about the basics. I'm talking truck stuff. I'm not talking, oh, all of them could seat 5 people, all of them could seat 6 people. No, I'm talking truck stuff. They vary, and that's why they're successful, because they all got their own areas. Alrighty, guys. I know it sounds like I'm ranting. I'm just, it's like you want to help, but then I want to help, right? But then I feel like some of you guys get more confused after I post a video. So I'll take the opportunity while I got the peaceful time to drive back and share with y'all. Alright, boys, as always, may the Lord bless you. May the Almighty find day. Ciao, bye.